Tonight is the night we find out if the Pistons get the number 1 overall pick in the NBA lottery. Because quite frankly, there is no number 2. And heaven help us if it's pick number 5. David, let's talk a little hoops.
Yeah, let's talk a few hoops here. There's a lot of things going on, including some others in the draft that you'll give us in this as well. But let's start here with the whole Philadelphia 76ers. Doc Rivers was fired today. So the 76ers search for a new coach.
Color me shocked.
I know.
Doc Rivers fired.
Wojbomb says that they're looking at Mike Budenholzer, Sam Cassell, Mike D'Antoni, Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, and Monty Williams.
Kevin Ollie?
Not Kevin Ollie, not Charles Lee. None of the Pistons choices are on that list.
That's a flag on me.
What Philly's biggest problem is, and again, they always bet on the wrong horse. They didn't keep Jimmy Butler. They kept Tobias Harris. They go out and the Ben Simmons thing falls apart. They choose James Harden. They go out, they make a trade on draft night. They had Mikal Bridges, whose mom worked at the arena, I believe. I think she worked for the team
She
at
worked
one
for
level.
the team. He
Okay.
was all crying and happy.
Right, and guess what? They went out and got Jair Smith, who had some, esophageal problem and was out of basketball in 2 years. They've made so many bad choices. That's why it's such a lazy take to do, I guess the process is dead. They've made 78 million bad choices post-process. It doesn't matter who the coach is. They've wasted largely Joel Embiid's prime. Now they got to figure out who they're going to put with him. And at some point, if it wouldn't inconvenience Tyrell Maxey, could you get a left? Seriously, how long are you going to be in the league when you can't go to your left? This isn't high school. My bad. I actually watch games. Sorry.
No, you're
Maybe
good.
he doesn't think people notice it.
It's hard not to when guys are hedging out on you and just going, here's the deal. You're not going right.
We'll let you go. Right. We'll put cones out there. You can go left all. There you go.
Dude, at one point in the game in Philly, Tatum basically said, here's the other side of the floor. Go over there. And Maxey's like, He should spend the summer with his right arm tied behind his back. Everything left.
You would think that would be figured out by now.
Dude, and again, Doc Rivers, he's a big game bum. Go look at him in closeout games.
0 for infinity.
He's horrific.
He is awful. Another guy who is 0 for in big games is James Harden. His future is up in the air. According to reports, other than Houston, he says Phoenix is a team that he's looking at. It is on, hold on, here's the quote. It is on his radar.
Oh, good. What are they going to do? Pay him in sunshines and smiles? They don't have any money. And second of all, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, and I can't do the imitation, James Harden basically assassinated his contractual hopes this summer with that performance in that series. Yeah. Oh, but what about the 42? What about this? When they needed him most, he wasn't there. The dude's a bum.
But that's every game 7. Him and Doc Rivers never show up.
Here's the other idea. He's no spring chicken.
No.
All right? The Houston days, 5-6 years ago now. He's not the same guy. Doesn't have the same bounce. Doesn't have the same explosion. Let me ask you a question. If James Harden called you and said, help me, I'm poor, and I want to play for your team, what would you offer him as an NBA GM? What would you offer?
Offer Philly?
No. Anyone. James Harden calls you begging to play basketball. Go ahead.
Honestly, yeah, I'd probably just clear out the bench and some draft picks.
No, as a free agent. He's a free agent.
This is what I would do.
Nothing.
David, offer him one of these right here.
No, thank you, sir.
Make it like an edible arrangement. You dip it in chocolate. There you go. You're number one, James.
Our conies may have croissants, and maybe he'd be interested in that.
I'll be serious, though. On the open market this summer, there's no way you could offer him more than a
You know what?
one plus
I was
one.
about to say, you're probably looking at a 2-year deal.
And it's not max money.
No. And
no way.
You know what? And I'm gonna hold the option. Not you. because I don't want you around here saying, I kind of like it here.
Correct.
We don't want you here.
So before Rico gives us the other guys
like it around here.
Before Rico gives us the other guys in the top 5 in the in the draft, I want to give you what one executive said about Victor Wembanyama. He says, if he ends up having a multiple season injury before this June's draft, he'd still draft him at number 1. And then he also said nearly every franchise will give him a maxed out second contract without even seeing him.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, he's got a lot of hype around him.
It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks he's that next guy. So I could easily see that.
So, Rico, is there another guy in the draft?
Okay, here's where it gets sad because it's really not. Victor Wembanyama, 7'3". He's a post player who can hit fadeaways, turnarounds, hooks, can play defense, has an 8-foot wingspan. Now, his cons, he's skinny. And really, Victor, who are you going to guard? You have to play him with a real center or a power forward who can handle the big man because he's going to get pushed around. If he has to go out there and guard Anthony Davis, no. Nikola Jokic, no. Not going to happen. Scoot Henderson, probably going to be the number 2 pick, averages 16.5 points, shot 42% from 2 points.
Blech.
Shot 27% from the 3.
Blech.
His comparison, they're saying he's more like a Derrick Rose type of player. The cons for him, as I said, 3-point shooting, 27%. He's 6'2", and kind of like Victor, who you going to guard on defense? You got to guard somebody. Brandon Miller averaged 18.8 points, shot 38% from the 3-point line. He's a pick and pop type of guy. He's been compared to Paul George. His con, Mike's talked about it, his age. He's still skinny. Once again, you know what? He's going to get pushed around a lot. He's not going to be able to do the pick and pop in the NBA. And, yeah, he's kind of still got some potential legal problems going down. Anthony Black, from 6'7" kid from Arkansas, averaged 12.8 points. He shot 30% from the 3. He's a creator, a floor general. He can finish through contact. Compared to Lonzo Ball, he can play defense. Problem is, he can't create his own shot. The opponents pretty much sag off of him, and he shoots 60% from the free throw line.
The top 5 pick.
Awesome. He's Draymond Green the senior years.
If we hit this, David, if you're saying amen, we've gone really wrong. Amen Thompson from Overtime Elite in the G League. 6'7", he's quick, he's a good passer, he can drive with the ball, he's good on defense. The problem is, I mean,
Wait for it.
He gets a lot of the Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook treatment, whereas they just don't guard him because they don't think that he can make a shot. Now, he needs to learn how to finish and how to fix his jump shot and his mechanics. But yes, as of now, they just sag off of him and just kind of say, we don't think you can beat us.
Here's what I would say. There's only one guy I would take. It'd be Scoot.
Yeah.
Be the only guy I would take. Brandon Miller, my concerns are on and off the floor. The on floor, look, man, he takes a ton of contested jumpers, and I don't see the freak. Like, if I'm taking you in the top 5, you have to be a freak athlete. That's what today's game is. Yeah. Brandon Miller is not that.
Yeah.
I love how Rico describes a 21-year-old kid as a pick and pop type player. What is he, Robert Horry? I mean, Jesus. No, and you're not wrong.
Right.
But I'm not, like, I love these people who are, getting their balls in a knot over Brandon Miller. And it's like, did you watch him play? He's got a little James Harden in him. No-showed in their biggest games.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just kind of assumed that was because of the legal stuff that was going on as well.
Oh, good.
That happened.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, what you're saying is we're screwed if we don't get Victor.
It's Wemby or bust.
Yeah, you know what? If you get pick 3 or anything past that, just eat the sad pizza.
And we'll be pick 4, and that is the NBA Fast Break.